Okay, I will text you if we need to. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to our Tarot for Kindness. It's me and the mysterious Miss Kelly. You're kind of like Vampira and the Vampira show, you know.
Me, my fangs.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of vampires, I just finally watched the last episode of What We Do in the Shadows. I was kind of saving it and
I haven't
rewatch.
watched the last season. I've saved it up.
Oh.
Like,
The
was
last
it?
episode is great, and also it's kind of like an homage to, like, they acknowledge the documentary that they're making, so like the endings and everything. It was very
Oh,
sweet. It was like really
oh,
sweet. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to share my screen because I have a couple of announcements. Well, first of all, let me tell you what we're doing here, and then I'm going to make some announcements while we wait for people to make their donations. And I think we hopefully can figure it out. We don't have the Love Witch with us. Love Witch has the flu. She went back to bed. So we're doing this. We're flying by the seat of our pants. So, as they say. So, what we're doing is we do tarot readings to raise money for seniors in Ukraine. Our partners at Subotin Harbor, who are in Kyiv, which is a small grassroots organization that purchases groceries for seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries for these seniors. So your every card counts. I mean, if you are able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 card reading, just know that that money is really having a great impact. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries for these seniors, and they visit these seniors once a month to deliver these groceries, and they have over 200 seniors that they're servicing. This is just a small organization with just a handful of people, and they're doing such beautiful, great work. So you can be sure that your donation is going to really help someone directly. In fact, when you make the donation here, as soon as we're done here, I go and send that money to Subotin Harbor, and then they take that money Monday, which is like, this is super early Monday morning for them. They take that money on Monday and go purchase the groceries and deliver those groceries on Monday. So your donation is having an impact the next day. Hours later, they're receiving what you donated. So we do a reading for $10 per card. If you want a 4-card reading, it's $40. 1-card reading is $10. 10 card readings, $100. When you make that donation, you can make it on, let me show you. Oh my gosh. You can make it on PayPal. You can make it on Venmo.
Oh,
You
cool.
There we go.
Love
PayPal
it.
and Venmo, or you can go to Super Chat down below, which is the little icon that looks like a dollar sign, and make your donation there. Wherever you make it, whatever money they take out, I put back in. So if you make a $10 donation, you know how they take, like, we're going to take 75 cents as our cut, of that donation. I put that money back in personally so that 100% of your donation goes to feed these seniors. So it's super, super, super sweet of you guys to do this, to support these seniors, and you get a tarot reading. Not only that, but you get Miss Kelly, who's our resident astrology expert, and she will give you some astrological advice. So if the question is about yourself, put in your birthdays with that question so that she can also give you some astrological advice. So here's the drill. You go onto Venmo or PayPal or Super Chat, and you make that donation. Number 2, you come back onto the chat. You let us know where you donated, how much you donated, what your birthday is, or what the other person's birthday is, or both, if it's a question about you and somebody else. And then your question. And then I can answer my part with tarot. She'll answer her part with astrology. Is that it? Did I get it all? Did I
I think
explain
you
it
got it.
clearly?
Did good.
So while we're waiting for you guys to make your donations, I am going to share my screen because I have some announcements to make. So let me get that going. A couple of announcements of things going on here that are really important. So I want you to know about them. All right. Is that showing up? Does that look like it's showing up, Miss Kelly? I
I
can't
can
see.
see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Questions about magic.
That's it. If you have questions about magic, I want you to join me and ask me those questions. You don't have to pay to get your questions answered. These are questions like, how do I do this? Or what spell do you recommend for this? Or how do I deal with this thing magically? Those kinds of questions. Not, is Johnny going to come back to me? Not that question. That's for this. You can ask Johnny, is Johnny going to come back to me here? But if you have questions about your magical practice, your spiritual practice, witchcraft, divination, spiritualism, all the things that I know about and I do, I'm so happy to answer those. Come to my free live magic Q&A tea party. Look, I even have tea. I just came from there right now. And we also offer free spell lessons for the resistance. Now there's a bunch of stuff because I didn't edit this card that this applies. It's every Sunday except for the first Sunday. So next Sunday, we're not having it, but the following Sunday, we will. Don't worry about this because this is old information. All right. It takes place first Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. If you'd like to join in, all you have to do is sign up at spellsquad.com or use this QR code and you can sign up. I want to let you know, I just took this picture today. That's why I'm wearing makeup right now, because I had to take a photo. So
Cute.
I took this picture today. Because my publisher, Hay House, has been saying, hey, you got to send us a picture. And I'm like, oh my God, that means doing my hair and putting on makeup. That's so much you're asking of me. The Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars is my new book, and it's coming out on Tuesday. It is
Almost here.
official. Oh my God, this is a crazy week. It teaches you how to make magic with pets, domestic animals, and wild animals, and features over 100 spells, rituals, and recipes that you can do for bonding, attracting, protecting, communicating. Do you want to be a pet psychic? This book tells you how. And making magic with animal allies. If you pre-order this book, which means you have to order it today or tomorrow because it's out on the 28th, it's no longer a pre-order. But if you pre-order it, I guess if you pre-order or order it, you can get the bonus. So I'm going to tell you what that bonus is right now. But what you have to do is go to animalfamiliars.com to sign up, and then you will get the bonus for pre-ordering the book. We also have some links on places that you can pre-order. And did you know this? I bet you didn't know this, Miss Kelly. If you pre-save it on Spotify, it counts as a pre-order.
Nice.
If you're a Spotify premium member, you get audiobooks, and you can pre-save this book and it counts as a pre-order.
You
Isn't that
could wait.
amazing?
You could get audiobooks on Spotify. I didn't
If you're Spotify premium, you can get yeah, they just started doing it a few months ago.
Oh,
So I want you, Miss Kelly, to go and pre-save this. Do it. I need all the pre-orders I can get.
oh my
Pre-save this
gosh.
book on
Does it
Spotify.
work on Apple Music too?
I don't know.
I'm going to check out their books. I'll check
Okay.
out their books, see if I can pre-order that.
Yeah. Now, here's my cat Glinda to tell you what we're going to be doing at the book release party. The Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars book release party is also taking place on January 28th. That is the book release day. We're going to have a big celebration at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. It is free to come to the party, but you have to have pre-ordered or ordered the book. And then put your information in at animalfamiliars.com so that we know that you pre-ordered or ordered the book. Then when you come to the party, it's not just about me going, hey, everybody, yay, my book is here. There'll be a little bit of that. But what we're going to really be doing is giving free readings to everyone who is there.
Cool.
I'll be doing either at your request. You have one of two choices. There's 2 items on the menu. I can either do an animal psychic reading for your pet or the special animal that you are connected with. Or if you don't have a special animal, I can do a reading to discover what animal wants to be your familiar. And we can talk about that. So it's going to be an amazing time. So I hope you will join me and get that free reading. Go to animalfamiliars.com to pre-order or order and get your free pass to the party. That's how you do it. Okay. All right. Another announcement. My Pisces New Moon Goddess of Healing spell is here now. I've been pouring these candles. In Spinal Tap.
Candle.
Yeah. How in Spinal Tap, how there's drummers that keep exploding and choking on someone else's vomit and all that. I think that's candle makers at the Parlor of Wonders. Every 3 months we have a new candle maker. First it was, there's been a long line, but Miss Kelly isn't making candles for us anymore, sadly, because she had an injury, but not with the candles. I want to point that out. She didn't get injured on the job, but she's still doing readings and all of that, but she's just not making candles anymore. Then my son Morgan was making the candles. Now he got another job that pays better, so he's out. And then Kim was making candles, and then her house burned down, so she's been dealing with that. So I have been making these candles, and I have to tell you, these candles are gorgeous. They're so beautiful. This beautiful, loving goddess with her pregnant belly that looks like Mother Earth, and she's got a moon on her breast. I mean, she's just amazing and gorgeous. So you can use this spell for getting emotional healing. Maybe you want to heal a rift between you and someone else, or maybe your heart is broken about something and you need that healing. Or maybe you have a physical ailment and you want to invite the right healthcare providers and healers and treatments and information into your life so that you can get some healing. Or maybe you just want to heal Mother Earth. Poor Mother Earth. I mean,
like
really
that.
needs our healing. So you
I
can
like
do it for that.
idea.
Yeah. So we're just looking at it from every perspective of healing, and whatever healing you need, this can be done with this spell. Now you can get it in 3 forms. You can get a new moon spell kit, which comes with all of the ingredients, complete instruction. You just do it on your own. You follow the steps and you do it on your own. Or you can join me in a workshop. You can get that spell kit and you can join me in a workshop. That's another way you can do it. Or if you want me to do the candle for you, we have a new moon group spell service, and I do these candles and I burn these candles for each individual person. I have a goddess candle, and then I have one big master candle, and then those goddess candles around it, so that I can do that spell service for you. So whatever format you want, you can do it any of those ways. Now, the New Moon Spell Kit and the Spell Kit and Workshop close on February 13th. So you want to get that order in soon. Don't wait too long. And our new moon for Pisces is on February 27th. If you want to find out more, go to newmoonspells.com. Got some workshops coming up. Veretano, Slavic weaving and spinning magic. Veretano means spindle, and the spindle is a traditional tool used for spinning fibers. But in Slavic lands, it's also a tool for witchcraft. You can find all kinds of magic in the feminine arts of weaving and spinning. And in this workshop, we'll look at all the magic surrounding the making of cloth and how you can incorporate these special spells, these old spells, into your own 21st century witchcraft. You can dive deeply into the world of Slavic magic with these monthly workshops. I have one every first Sunday of the month. So these Slavic Sundays workshops are there to give you that deep, in-depth knowledge on the rich cultural practices of the Slavic witch. This one is taking place on February 2nd. That's next Sunday. These all take place on the first Sunday of every month at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. If you subscribe to these workshops, you'll save 25%, and then you can subscribe, unsubscribe, come in and out, whatever you want to do, but you will save money. So go to witchcraftworkshops.com and you can find out about all the classes that are coming up, and I will tell you what they are. We're going to be doing February Veretano, as I mentioned earlier. March is all about Pesanki, the talismanic egg magic, those beautiful decorated eggs. April 6th is Rozdoricia, which is Slavic crossroads magic. May is Motanki, which are Slavic spirit dolls. June is the Vinok, which is the magical Slavic flower crown. July is Voda, Slavic water magic. That actually is Ivana Kupala in the old calendar, July 6th. So it's kind of appropriate that we're doing that water magic. August is Vilivati Visk, which is Slavic wax pouring, a healing system, a healing method, a healing ritual. September is Vishivanki, Slavic talismanic embroidery. October is the old Slavic spirits. November is the myth and magic of Baba Yaga. And December is Živivon, which is Slavic living fire magic. As I mentioned, if you subscribe to these, you can get them all. You'll get such a wonderful part of your practice, addition to your practice. You don't need to be Slavic to join in these classes. Everybody is welcome. Just go to witchcraftworkshops.com. Our next full moon workshop on February 10th is Mastering Love Magic, right before Valentine's Day, so perfect timing. Join me to explore how love magic can attract new love, enhance your relationships, and deepen your understanding of attraction in a positive and fulfilling way. You'll learn in this workshop about love magic and how it's done. Plus, you'll learn 5 specific spells for love that incorporate different aspects, different techniques, and you can mix and match those techniques to your spell. But we're going to learn 5 specific spells. Incantation for self-love, petition paper to bring in new love, candle spell for a new known lover. So petition paper to bring in someone you don't know, candle spell for bringing in someone you do know, how to make a love potion, and a charm for healing a relationship. If you'd like to get in on this, you go to fullmoonworkshops.com and you'll get all the info. Our full moon workshops for the rest of the year. Mastering Love Magic is February, working with animals in spirit form in March. April is Mastering Protection Magic. May is Animal Familiar Divination. June is Mastering Prosperity Magic. July is working with animal offerings and altars. August is Mastering Curse Reversals. September is Animal Psychic Communication. October is Mastering Success Magic. November is Animal Familiar Spells. And December is the Dark Magic of Winter. If you subscribe, again, you save 25%, and just go to fullmoonworkshops.com to find out more and to sign up. Second to last announcement, join my coven. Join my inner circle at coven.vip and you will get amazing bonuses. Monthly flash sales, monthly coven exclusive Q&A at the Spirit Speakeasy, which is happening next Sunday. So you can join me for that. Exclusive coven only product drops, usually candles is what we have, candles that are only offered to the coven. I have a monthly tarot card pull at what I call the Tarot Salon that takes place on the last Sunday of the month. We just had that earlier today. I also offer a free on-demand video workshop each month, and the people at higher levels get a spot in my monthly group spell service, or a free guest pass to my first Sunday's witchcraft workshop each month, or a monthly 30-minute session with me. So there's quite a few levels and quite a few ways that you can go. Basic Witch starts at $3.99 a month, but right now we have until the end of the month, so just a week or not less than a week, we have a free 7-day trial of the Supreme Witch level of the coven, which is a lot of bonuses, like the free on-demand video workshop and a lot more. So if you'd like to try it out, you're thinking about it and you'd like to try it out, now's the time, because you can have that free 7-day trial of the Supreme Witch level. If you'd like to know more and sign up, go to coven.vip to find out all you need to know. Here's our last one. We're giving away a $100 gift certificate to the Parlor of Wonders. If you write reviews on the Parlor of Wonders website, you are automatically entered into our monthly giveaway. For every written review, you'll automatically be entered into our monthly giveaway for a $100 Parlor of Wonders gift certificate. That can go pretty far at the Parlor of Wonders. You can get some nice candles, spell kits, all kinds of things. You could even get the New Moon spell kit for that, so it's pretty good. You can leave as many reviews as you want, and each one will get you an additional entry into that month's giveaway. We'll randomly pick a winner each month and send them a gift certificate. And last month's winner was Crawford. Congratulations, Crawford, for winning that $100 gift certificate. Next month, January, this month, it could be you. So just over the next few days, add those reviews in and you'll be automatically entered. If you want to find out more about this, just go to magicgiveaway.com. And those are my announcements. There were a lot of them.
There were a lot of them.
But there's a lot going on. I can't help it. I want everyone to know all the things so they don't go, oh my gosh, I wanted that class and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to let you know. All right. So are you able to see the comments?
I can. I see Jessica has done $30 on PayPal.
Okay.
Do you want me to read that to you? Can you see it?
Let's see if we can get it to come on. We don't really know what we're doing.
I can see it to the right of mine, and it might be because of how I have my screen set up. I'm not sure.
Okay. I see it. I set it up that way. And then we can show it. Look what I did. I did a thing. Oh my gosh. Jessica, thank you so much for your donation. All right. Oh my gosh. So this is a reading, looking for some encouragement for the week, please. Been low energy with my chronic illness. I'm so sorry. It's like, I think one of the things when you're, dealing with illness of any kind, and especially chronic illness, is to honor your ebbs and flows, right?
Mm.
Is to be really honoring that, okay, I have to take it a little slower, or I need more rest, or I need to, do whatever it is that's going to bring me some relief and all of that. So I think that's super important that, we live in a society that rewards people who are always going. But when we can't go, it's we need to let people know around us that it's okay to honor that, right? You have to educate people, almost like on top of everything else you're dealing with. You have to educate people around you to like, this is your special, time to recharge, recuperate, and just be. Sometimes just being is good. That's like so good. So, yeah, honor those cycles. All right, let's take a look at the week ahead. Thank you so much, Jessica. You're so sweet. Thank you. Helping those seniors. All right. Okay. And then Jessica, did you get your birthday information?
I got
in
her.
there?
I can see it there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So good. One of the first things that's jumping out for me is this 10 of Wands. And by the way, for those of you tarot readers playing at home, tarot card collectors, the deck I'm using is one of my really new favorites. I love working with this deck. It's called the Unfolding Path Tarot by Athena Noctua. I always forget the name of it, but it's such a good deck, the Unfolding Path Tarot. So your first card I'm showing you is the 10 of Wands. This 10 of Wands is like just exactly what we were talking about. It's like trying to do everything yourself. You see this poor woman is like trying to drag that big bag of wands up the stairs, right? And she's struggling. So when you have struggles like her, or when you're dealing with your chronic illness or anything like that, it's delegation. Ask other people for help. People, I think there are people around you that want to help, but there's some of that feels like you've given up so much, and to give up your, let's say independence or your like can do attitude is another thing that, is hard, right, to do. But there are people around you who want to help. And so it's a good message for you this week is to ask others for help. If you can't lift the big bag of wands, ask someone to lift it for you. If you can, but it's taking you so many trips because you're taking it one by one, ask someone to take 5 of the wands and you take the other 5, and then it'll be easier for you. But it really is that message for you to ask for help, to delegate some tasks to others, and to not have to do everything yourself. It really is important. There's another aspect of this card that comes up as well, which is the ability to have really to say no with love and light. No excuses. You don't have to give an excuse. You don't have to, tell people what's going on, but you can say no to things if people are asking too much of you. And the way to say no is to say no, but also I call it saying no with love and light, right? Which is to say no, but to say, I support you. To let somebody know that they're being heard, that they're being energetically supported, but that you're not the person to do the thing. So if somebody is asking you, hey, can you make cookies for our bake sale? And you're like, I do not have the energy. You don't have to explain yourself or make excuses or anything. All you can do is say, I can't make cookies, but I know you're going to have an amazing bake sale. I know you're going to make a ton of money, right? I know it's going to be really good for you. It's a way of being very loving, very supportive of that person and their mission, but also being able to say no for yourself, which is such a good thing for you to really preserve that bubble of like what your needs are right now and taking care of your needs. So I think that is also a great skill. If you haven't done that, you might already be doing that. But if you haven't done that, that's another little way of thinking of it, because we have such a negative association with no, but no doesn't have to be negative. It's not negative for you to say no for sure when you can't do something or don't have the energy to do something or even don't want to do something. But if you say that no to someone, we can also feel guilty for saying no. And this is the way of like bridging with that person and connecting with that person and showing love and support for that person without adding something to our own plate, right? Okay. Next, I see this is Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles This is such a beautiful card. I really think this is a gorgeous card with all those flowers around that ace, with the roses and the lilies around that pentacle, that beautiful gold star. So, Ace of Pentacles is a gold coin. Yes, it's a gold coin. So, it often has to do with things, issues of money, job, career, and so on. But look at the star on it. The star is a very special symbol because if you look at it, it's like a body. There's a head, there's two arms, there's two legs. I know what's going through your mind, Carl's Jr., but yes, it's got Carl's Jr. logo. I don't know if it still does, has that little star guy on it.
I've never associated it with that, but okay now.
Now you are.
Thanks, Pam.
But what that signifies is remembering that this is all about the material, and part of the material is your material physical form. That's not all of who you are. Of course, you're a spirit, your soul, you're a mind, you're a heart. You're always on that always,
Jessica just added $10 on
oh
PayPal.
my
You're gonna pull an extra card for her.
don't need extra cards. So you're so sweet.
Oh.
Oh my God. I'm pulling an extra card. And I was like, if I like the card, I'll keep it. And if I don't, but I love it. So I'm going to keep it. So what aces represent are new beginnings, right? And so I think that, there are possibilities for you, a new beginnings in really in your body. There's something that's there for you this week. It might be a new thing that brings some relief to you. It might be a new way of viewing the situation. It might be, but there's a new path. There's a new path for you, a new way, a new enlightenment, a new discovery is what I really see, So it can be in regards to your health. It can be in regards to money. It can be both, but there's a new avenue. Now, next card, Seven of Pentacles. Now, Seven of Pentacles, look at this gorgeous gardener watering her flowers, those big, beautiful sunflowers in the garden. This often card shows a gardener, and it often represents growth, expansion, but it's like gentle, like step-by-step kind of growth and improvement and expansion in some way. But I also think, this card to me has another different message for you. Spend time around plants. Spend time around plants. The reason I say that, there's so many levels. Oh my gosh. I'm writing a book about plants right now, and I'm so deep. I'm thinking about it all the time. If you spend time around plants, which could be a house plant, some flowers that were, given to you. It could be anything, but spend time around plants. And especially if you can spend time around a house plant or living plant. Your garden might not be, this is not really season for gardens unless you're in California, but even our gardens are kind of a little, right now. So spend time around a house plant. Plants are amazing because plants cannot move. When you think about plant consciousness, a plant can't run away from some animal that's trying to eat it. So they come up with new ways, have evolved ways of coping with what is happening to them, right? They're rooted where they are. So the plant can teach you how to be still where you are and thrive in stillness, right? That's one of the things. Another thing a plant can do, they also have different consciousness, but they have a consciousness. So you can talk to your plant. You can tell your plant your troubles. You can ask your plant to bring some healing energy to you. This is a plant familiar. This is the book that I'm writing, is Plant Familiars. So if you talk about this gorgeous, beautiful energy of like, if you bring a plant into your life right now, or you have plants, spend time with your plants, talk to those plants, play music for the plants. They will teach you, they have such great wisdom. They will teach you how to be still, how to be quiet, how to be, just to be in such a beautiful way. And I think there's something very special between you and a plant. So if you don't have a plant, here's what you do. You ask your friend to bring you a plant. If you don't have any plants in your house. And plants are great because they don't have to be fed every day, twice a day. They don't have to be walked. They don't have to clean their cage. You don't have to clean their aquarium. They just take water, some sunlight, and they just give you their loving energy. So you spending time with plants could be really, really healing for you. All right, here's your extra fourth card. Extra fourth card is the chariot card, which is forward motion. I love this. Like, I also feel like there's like this week of stillness and rest is going to give you new energy to go forward. This is that beautiful. I mean, look at, she's riding that tiger. It's so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous and beautiful, right? I love this. I feel like there's, oh my gosh, there's so much about this card. I feel like you're building energy to be able to go forward in some gentle and beautiful way that is really your way. And you remember, it's like, don't measure your actions against other people's. Don't compare. Just do what is right for you. And any little thing that you do that moves you forward, and it can be anything, is progress and moving forward. So be gentle with yourself, but know that you have that beautiful, like you have this wind in your sails that's coming up for you, that's going to push you forward in a very loving and gentle way so that you can do whatever it is that you dream of doing, you want to do, you want to achieve, but take it at your own pace. So good, right? She's in control of the tiger. She's riding the tiger, but she's like riding it at, I guess, the tiger's pace or her pace. So it's not a race, it's you taking good care of yourself. And then when you have those moments of the wind in your sails, let it take you farther. Yeah. So good. Thank you, Jessica. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, Aquarius, Sun and Moon, Libra rising. Okay, there it was. I didn't see a birth. I didn't see numbers, so I didn't register.
I saw that. So I'm looking at where the moon is right now, especially for the week coming up. And I love everything you were talking about in terms of energy coming, because right now the moon is in Capricorn. So in your chart, it's like you're in this moment. Over the next couple of days, you're in a dark moon phase, like a balsamic waning dark moon phase is happening to your sun right now. So yes, of course, you've got that low energy. That's what that feels like. And as the week comes, the moon is going to start to cross over your sun, right? Your sun and moon, and it's going to slowly turn into a new moon phase and start to wax again. So by Friday, you'll probably really start to feel that little shift in energy. So, and it's like, what a great week to start planting seeds and starting new things and kind of tapping into your body and asking your body, what do we feel like now? Where are we going? How am I going to shift? And the other like bigger picture stuff that's happening when I look, Jupiter is in Gemini, and it's not quite an asteroid, but it's a body in the sky called Black Moon Lilith is in Libra, and that's forming a big grand trine with Aquarius. So that's all this air energy that will be giving you ease in a way. So I would talk to, on the one hand, Jupiter, because Jupiter is like this big gregarious, like that big tiger in that chariot card, right? That's very Jupiter, right? It's this big energy. So I would maybe ask, ask the universe to, because it's an easy flowing energy, ask the universe to help you, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Ask for that aid. And then that other subtle one, Black Moon Lilith, that's dark, powerful, feminine energy, right? And that is there for you. So listening to the wisdom of your body and asking where that's coming from and leaning into that, asking for that to aid you as well. I mean, it's right there. The universe is like unfolding right now for you in this moment, saying, here's what I can offer.
Yeah.
And I would seize it and say, yes, this is what I'm taking. This is what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to discover in your experience, and to look at you are having a unique but not so unique experience. Many people have chronic illness challenges, so it's not that you're alone in doing this, but how you interact with it can be totally unique, right? It's like,
When
yeah,
you're in the throes in it, when you're in the throes of it, it feels like it's just you, right? It's like, ugh,
yeah,
I'm sort of trapped here, and it feels like it's just me. Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah,
but I think there are things that, that you can get great I mean, it's not like to say, I don't want to be like that person's like, well, that you suffer and you get great wisdom. But I think there are things that come from this that are very special, that can be very special, and in how you honor your body and how you have good boundaries.
yeah.
Having the good boundaries is everything, right? And you get
Yes.
to enact that, and that can be empowering too,
And that Libra rising, it's hard. Libra rising and just Libra energy, it's hard for Libra energy to say no. Easier for that Aquarius sun and moon, like that part of you was like, yes, so say no to that shit. But
Yeah.
that Libra softness that's kind of in front of you, that sort of leads you into the world, that's hard. Like Libra rising really struggles with that, and it's something they have to learn how to do and learn how to find grace in doing that. So I love all what you were talking about in how to say no to people in a lovely way, and empowering them as you're saying no. I'm unavailable for that. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do that. That's a great that's a great technique and a great trick to teach like a Libra rising.
Yeah.
So great. It's what a wonderful thing to learn how to do.
Yes, it's absolutely perfect for Libra because it's graceful, it's kind, it's supportive, but it's also kind and supportive to yourself, which is super
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. And again, you got that, I love what you're talking about, just taking care of yourself, that sort of dark moon element that's happening right now really asks you to do that. You're staying home and protecting yourself is absolutely honoring the astrology
Yeah,
that's happening right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we wish you well, Jessica, and thank you so much. You're
Yeah.
so kind, and thank you so much. Um, Imperatrice has a question. How much is it for the reading? The readings are $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. We have our partners in Soboton Harbor. There's a couple ways that you can make that donation. All you have to do is either go to PayPal, which I have the link up here, PayPal. I don't usually the Love Witch puts it into chat. I don't even know how to even begin to do that. So I don't know how to do it, but you can do it here on the screen. Love Witch is out sick with the flu. Unfortunately, she's feeling under the weather. So we said, go back to bed. It's okay. We can handle this. Miss Kelly and I. You can also donate for $10 per card on Venmo. So another way you can make a donation, or you can also make your donation on Super Chat, which is the little $ icon below. Once you make your donation, go into the chat and then say where you made your donation, how much you donated, give us your question that you'd like answered, and then your birthday information so we can do astrology. So Miss Kelly can do astrology, and that's how you do it. Oh, Jessica, thank you so much, beautiful ladies. Oh my gosh, so sweet. All right.
Devon, did you see Devon's on there?
Yes, Devon's on here. So Devon is next. Devon says the usual. Feeding a whole granny. Yes, $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks. So she's feeding a whole granny. So cute and sweet. Usual is like the week ahead. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Alrighty, let's get that going. Oh, Devon. This is cracking me up. we have the always, this pops up for you once in a while. You'll hear it when I get to it. Well, maybe I should say it first because then you're gonna be wondering what I'm talking about. Okay. So I pulled up for you 2 of Cups. This is like heartfelt
I knew you were going to
love.
pull something like that up right now. Let me tell you, the asteroid Cupid is sitting right on her ascendant. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I know, just
If
sitting
you
there.
want
Like,
a
I
romance, yeah. If you want a
love
romance
and
like
friendship,
this,
baby.
yeah. I mean, it can, if you're not interested in having a romance, you want a friend, this is a great week for making great new friends.
Mhm.
This is about heart to heart connection. Heart to heart connection can be platonic, it can be in your family, it can be in with a romantic partner. You get your choice, right? But it is the heart to heart connection. I mean, one of the things I love, love, love about Two of Cups energy is that there's this like focus on one another. So it's like this amazing friend that you're just like, oh my gosh, you are the best. Or this amazing relationship where you just two are enthralled with one another, or really having those deep connected moments with your family members. I mean, it's just like this loving, lovey, so sweet, so heart connected energy this week. I just love it. I think that also what you're like, what's interesting is that what also shows up is Four of Cups. And Four of Cups is like looking at the mundane and rejecting it and missing the magical, right? So look at that guy. Where is his focus? It's on these three very average goblets, right? But look what he's missing out of his peripheral view is this beautiful, magical, glowing goblet with full of magic that is being presented to him, but he's missing it. So I would encourage you this week, Devon, to really like have all of your spidey senses alert to find the magic. Look for the magic. I mean, I would even say be a magic hunter this week. Be on the lookout for magical moments. Look for magical synchronicities. You know what's a great exercise to do? And I've said it before. I don't say it very often, but I have said it before, so you might have heard it before, which is ask the universe to deliver a gift in the next 48 hours. Say, universe, please deliver a gift to me in the next 48 hours. And then for those 48 hours, look for where the gifts are coming from. The gift could be finding something. The gift could be somebody giving you something. The gift could be somebody helping you with something. The gift could be a wise word given to you. The gift could be someone letting you cut in line at the grocery store, when there's a long checkout line. I mean, it's endless. So look for the gifts to set that intention and do it every 2 days if you want to do it. But like say in the next 48 hours, I want a gift. I've had so many magical things happen to me when I've done this. I've told you that story, Miss Kelly, about the time that I was a coffee drinker. Now I'm drinking tea, so I'm not drinking coffee right now. But I was a big coffee drinker. And one time I was at the Trader Joe's parking lot, parked in what I called my lucky spot, which was this weird parking spot, but I loved it because it was weird, right? And I'm going back to put my groceries in. It's at night. And I look down at the ground and there's a clear credit card on the ground. I pick it up and it's an American Express credit card. And I go, what the heck? I go, well, this guy's name is weird enough. I'm going to go find him and I'm going to send him the card. I want to be like doing the good deed, right? Not just take it down to the market. They're not going to do anything with it, right? They're just, So I'm going to actually follow up, do my detective work. He had a weird enough name that I figured I could find him online. So I found him on Facebook and I sent a message, hey, I found your credit card at the Trader Joe's parking lot. I'll send it to you, blah, 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 whatever. So I didn't hear back from him. And then I did a little more searching the next day and I found he worked at a coffee company. And so I called up the coffee company. I said, is Joe Schmo there or whatever his name was? I don't even remember his name now. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they go, yes. And I go, I found his credit card in the parking lot. And they go, oh, let me put you through to him. So they put me through to him. And I said, hi, my name's, blah, blah, blah. And I found your credit card, la, la, la. And so he's like, do you like coffee? Here's my address. Yeah, send it to me. Oh my God, thank you so much. Do you like coffee? I'm like, yeah. He goes, let me send you some coffee. I own this coffee company. I'll send you some coffee. So he sent me 2 pounds of coffee. So I go, that was my gift. I got 2 free pounds of coffee. That's a good gift. But weird like synchronistic things will happen when you do that. So I'm going to ask you to do that, Devon, and see what the universe delivers to you. You'll be delighted and surprised at what happens. I also had this sense for you that there's some unnecessary worry that's happening for you. The Four of Pentacles is always like, oh my gosh, I'm hanging on to this. Oh my gosh, oh my bag of money, I'm hanging on so tightly. But is there any threat around this guy? No, he's just kind of overly protective, right? So also this week, look at yourself and see where you're overly worried and overly protected. And is that, here's the answer to that. I heard this saying, I saw the saying or heard the saying or something a few months ago, and I go, this is brilliant. Worry is worshiping at the altar of what you don't want.
Mm,
Right? You're putting so
good.
much energy toward what you don't want. And really, it's like it consumes and uses up energy when you're worrying. So why are you giving that energy away to what you don't want? So if you are worrying about something, then what you need to do is reframe, refocus, and focus your energy on what you do want, not on what you don't want. All right. So that's really good. I mean, I think a lot of us are really shaken up by what is going on in the world, okay, give yourself a break from the news if that's just making you worry. It's not good for you. It's not good for your health. It doesn't produce anything. I don't want to worship at that altar. So I know what's going on. I know enough of what's going on that I don't need to like indulge in it and get all upset and worried. I'm going to just keep working on the things that I know are effective in my little sphere of what I can do. That's the way to do it. Temperance card, beautiful temperance card. Temperance, look at her. Peace and love, baby. She's magically mixing those cups in alchemy. It's so beautiful. Gorgeous art right on these cards. I love it.
Yeah.
So, temperance card energy is really about like blending the spiritual and the material. So, I'm going to encourage you to add spirituality to your mundane life, right? How can we make the mundane more spiritual, more alive? It's really seeing the life force in everything. It's honoring things. It is honoring the plants and the animals and the people around us and the beautiful special objects around us that we can imbue them with magic. So I'm going to challenge you this week to look at ways that you can make the mundane magical. You know, our ancestors knew how to do this. You know, was it talk about Ukrainian magic, right? Everything in a Ukrainian hut, little cabin, little 1 room or 2 room cabin that most people lived in was useful, but it was also beautiful and it was also magical. Everything. The symbols that were painted on things would have magical meaning, talismanic meaning. So it wasn't just a beautiful design. It was beautiful, is beautiful, but it also has magical meaning. So how can you do that? How can you add magic to your mundane life? Is it bringing a crystal into work? Is it doing a little spell before you go on your drive home or your commute home or to work? I mean, start to think about ways to integrate magic into every part of your mundane life. So that could be a good thing to do. All right. So now I think did Devon put her birthday
Oh, I have her
info?
chart. I've done her
Okay.
chart before. So
Aww.
that's why I said, oh, Cupido, Cupid,
Oh, that's
this
right.
little
That's right.
asteroid sitting right there, just exactly on your ascendant. So I love that you pulled the Two of Cups because that's very emblematic of that. So it's just sitting right there, like right on top of you, is that this invitation to really do that, to have that real heart to heart, and invite that into your life, invite that love energy in any way, shape, or form. And then right kind of in behind you. So the 12th house in astrology is sort of this area that we don't quite see. It's this mysterious place right outside our peripheral vision. And Jupiter's sitting there hanging out because it's getting ready to cross in front of you, but it's sitting there for a little bit. So you've got this. It's like when Jupiter sits there, it's like a guardian angel sitting on your shoulder and looking out for you. So it's like good luck, like this constant. It's the hand that goes in front of you when you're about to step into traffic that you didn't quite catch. You know, it's this constant, like Jupiter's just sitting there giving that to you. So the idea of looking for the magical, I love that because Jupiter's going to make it really big and really obvious for you, like just where all that magic is. And it's your ruling, it rules your moon. It's really important to you, anyways. And then the moon, like just for this week, the moon is going through the sector of the other part of mystery and then education. So all the little mysterious magical things that you pick up on this week, you're really going to be asked to find a way to incorporate them in your life, like learn about them, like what did that mean, like go down the rabbit hole of something and allow the symbolism and the wonderful gifts that the universe is be giving to you, allow them to speak to you so that you can and learn about them, if that makes sense. And then speaking of money, the first thing I caught was Mars is going through your little money sector, and it's kind of going back and then it's going to go forward. And Mars can feel, when it's in there, it could feel like money is trying to slip through your fingers because it's that fast action thing. So just be aware of that. So that four, I love that Four of Pentacles where you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to hold on tight. Just be aware, right? That this energy, there's a lot of energy in that sector right now. And that's going on for probably 2 or 3 more weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. You could,
It's not a good or bad thing. It's just, it could feel like that. So it's, use it to really sit down and create your budget and do the things you need to do to get the energy to do it. Like just tap into it in that way rather than I'm going to go online and buy all the things.
No,
Because Mars will make you feel like I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to buy this and that. And then, like, I would, the practical way is to let it energize you to, let me get some shit done. Let me line
yeah, or maybe repair things instead
Yeah.
of buying new or making things or
Well,
looking for
Mars
bargains.
there, that's where you get the rip in your jeans and you're like, because that's a really classic Mars action. Like, oh my gosh, I ripped my jeans. And so now you can sew them up and mend them in a cool way. And I mean, that's the great way to save. But it could definitely feel like, oh, everything's going too fast.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Devon. Okay, we have also Galadriel Faye. Oh, Devon says, oh, my garage. Oh, my garage. What was that? My garage. Cleaning her garage? No, what was the garage thing?
That was in response to Two of Cups.
Oh. Okay, so, all right, Galadriel Faye, let's see. Let's get this one up. Devon says, thank you so much. Appreciate you both. We love you so much, Devon. So great to see you on here. Galadriel Faye's $10 on Venmo. I wonder if I should push forward with thesis or take the semester off. That's a great question. We'll see what is going to be the highest and best for you.
Pop your birthday on there so I can look you up if you want. You don't have to.
Galadriel, put your birthday up there. Okay. All righty, let's take a look. And this will be our last call unless we have any other people wanting a reading. You got to get it in now. We're on our own. We don't have the Love Witch there putting all the things. I put something in to where to make your donations.
I saw that, yeah.
So if you're wondering what we're doing or how we're doing, we're flying by the seat of our pants. Oh my gosh. Very interesting card came out for you. 7 of Swords. Like, there's so many things that this tells me, man. This is like a sneaky card, right? I mean, it even looks very sneaky, right? He's sneaking around with those swords. He's getting away with shoplifting, right? Like, that's a shoplifter right there, right? He's got him under his coat. So I wonder if there's like a way you can kind of do something a little like, I'm getting fox energy. Like you can kind of outsmart them or do something. I wouldn't go so far as to advise you to like have AI write your thesis, but you could find some kind of sneaky way to like outsmart the system. That's what 7 of Swords is telling me. Like, it doesn't mean should you push forward or take this semester off. Can you maybe, I mean, if anything, oh, good. Balloons. Could you take this semester off in a way that kind of is like a workaround? Like, I feel like this is like workarounds, like outsmarting them, doing something that is maybe a little like you're just kind of outsmarting them. That's what I feel like. It's like fox energy, right? So what can you do to like get that time off? Could you, hey, here's an example. Could you do independent study for a semester? And your independent study is something super easy. So it's not, you're still getting credits or you're still enrolled and you're still getting credits, but you're but you're not doing as much work, like that kind of thing. So it's not illegal exactly. It's just out, like working the system a little is what I'm feeling like. I don't know what that could be. It feels like something that is not purely one or the other. It feels like this outsmarting the system. What could that be, Galadriel? Do you know what that could be? Could it be
Um,
independent study? Could it be doing um, doing?
Seven of Swords to me, I often think of, sometimes it makes me feel like imposter syndrome. Like, so I would maybe interrogate that a little. Like, are you feeling that and second guessing yourself and, wondering if you're up to it and how can you sort of turn that around, right? Like,
Yeah.
how can you steal your own joy back?
You know what?
How
You know
can you
what?
do
It's
that?
another thing that comes to mind when you say that is we have this weird situation with school. And especially, okay, when we're in regular school, we get one shot at the test or one shot at the paper we have to turn in for the teacher. So we have to turn in our best work, right? But when you do a thesis, it's different. It's a little bit different because the expectation, okay, we have to go in knowing that the reason for these professors for their being there is to correct you. It's not that you turn in something brilliant the first turn in of your thesis. It's it should be a little janky. The reason is because if you turned in a perfect, beautiful thesis and they go, great, okay, you passed, you got your degree, then there's no reason for them to be there, right? They need to have that feeling of like, well, this needs to be improved and that needs to be improved and that needs to be improved and that needs to be improved. When you understand this, then the pressure is not on you to produce something that is perfect. That takes the pressure off of you. So when I write a book, I always the first time I wrote a book, I'm like, I have to make it perfect,
Mm.
right? But then when I got to my like second book, I'm like, oh wait, I get how this works. You don't have to make it perfect because the editor's there for a reason to help you to make it perfect, to give you advice, to make recommendations and so on. That's their job. And that makes them feel useful in the way, you don't want to turn in complete garbage, but it doesn't have to be perfect, right? On that first turn in. So the same thing with your thesis is like when you say about imposter syndrome, it may be like, I have to make something brilliant and perfect, but you don't.
Mm.
You just have to turn in your first draft so that they can come
Know where
back
to
and
go.
correct it.
Yeah.
I don't know how the system works though. I mean, it's probably not like a book, but is it like you're turning things in regularly or you turn it all in when they're done? I haven't ever gotten a master's degree, and so I can't really speak to it, but I feel like there's some wiggle room in all of this. So if you need to do what I do this every time I write a book. I write a post-it note and I write a new one every time. It's just my thing. And I write a message to myself and I paste it right where I'm writing. And it says, your job is to write a crappy first draft. Your job is to write a crappy first draft of your thesis. It's not to make a perfect thesis. It can have lots of holes in it and things that need improvement. And that's the reason that the professors are there. So somehow I feel like that something is in that there, all of that for you. I don't know, but maybe that's addressing that.
Do it regularly.
What you have to do it right.
Turn in this stuff regularly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if I can handle it with work and my illness. So imposter syndrome. Yeah. So I'm wondering if you can do it something like taking the semester off, but not legit taking the semester off, but just like backing off of it a little bit or
I see what you're saying. You're there, but you're maybe coasting a little bit if you can.
Yeah.
Coast
like
as
to
much as you can.
say
Rest as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think it has to be either or. I think there's a way. I mean, I almost want to say maybe there's somebody like a counselor or somebody at the university who can say, hey, there's this other thing you can do. So maybe that's something that can be done.
Yeah. And I would say, just looking at, like, I look up in the ephemeris, you've got like Scorpio and Aquarius energy really dominant, what I can catch off of it. And Mercury, which is where we learn, is in Scorpio as well. So you've got this really great, it's fixed sign energy, which is a real steadfastness. It sticks it out, sometimes to a fault. When you got a lot of heavy fixed energy in your chart, sometimes you stick stuff out and you just keep on going. But it's a determinedness, right? It will get you through, and you want that a little bit, and you really want that if you're getting your master's and you're working on your thesis. I just want you to know that what I can tell from your chart, just by looking at a few little things, is you've got a lot of energy that helps you see things through. So that, and Scorpio and Mercury in Scorpio digs deep, like it digs deep for strength, for the energy. It wants to research and learn. Mercury Scorpio wants to know all the things. You probably ask everybody so like questions you don't even realize you're doing it. You probably like know all about your friends' lives. You're the Mercury Scorpios, the detective in the murder mystery. They know everything about everybody, and then they keep it like they're kind of, it's kind of secretive at the same time. I'm like already giggling thinking about how that Mercury operates for you. But it's like, it really does. It learns all the things. It knows all the stuff, right? And so I would just encourage you to remember that, to just know that you do know, right? And you've got what it takes to see this through.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way you can go slower or go. You know what I mean? Like, you mean, could take if you really want to take it off. But I feel like there's something else that doesn't slow the momentum, but allows you the space to heal and allows you the space to just regroup a little bit. So talk to a counselor and see if there's some workaround or something. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be. I just feel like there's something in there that like isn't discovered yet. There's some like sneaky workaround that's in there that some counselor or somebody will be able to tell you. Oh, so good. All right. Well, all our best wishes, Galadriel, that you get through this time and get that regrouping energy and get a new sense of vigor for the project. Yeah. Okay. So next we have Adrija, and this is our last one. So this is our last call. Okay. So A told me that he's talking to someone for 2 weeks, and that's the reason he can't be engaging in a conversation with me. I need to know how it's going with the girl, and will it work out with them? Okay. All right. Can we also take a little look at relationship and love for you too in that reading? So it's not just all about him. I'd like to do that. Let us know in the chat. That's okay too. And Galadriel says, thank you, but that was great. Need a reminder that I'm a stubborn Scorpio.
Yes. Yeah, good.
All right. All right. Adrija, let us know if it's okay to take a look at your love life as well with this. I think that would be a good. Oh, you were just asking for closure. Oh, and I was only asking, there's another part here. I was only asking for a closure, nothing more. He did talk, but it was very dry, detached, but he never hesitated asking for favors after breaking up rudely with me. Well, your favor, you don't have to do any favors. Or someone that breaks up with you, you'd be like, I think you can do that. I think you're good. I think you're good. I mean, really, right? Asking for favors, the nerve. I think you can handle that yourself. I think you can do that. That's what you need to. That's the reply to him asking for favors. All right, let's take a look and see. Okay. Okay. All right. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. So, while I do see there's a connection between, oh, yes, and you too. Okay. So, there is a connection between them, but it isn't a long lasting connection because look what we got here, the 10 of swords. 10 of swords is, oh my gosh, a bloody ending. I mean, she got stabbed in the back, right? She's stabbed in the back. This card is a card of betrayal. So there's not only the betrayal that he did to you, but I really get that this, that's karma for this, what he did to you is going to play back into him. That those two are going to break up in a way that is very unpleasant, is going to, that there is going to be a breakup between the two of them. I think with 10 of swords, that energy can be like, I feel like it's really like that rebounding, bounce back karma of what he did. He's not an honest, forthright person. And I feel like that's going to come back to him in this way, that relationship is built on, it's built on this like bed of sand. It really doesn't have a strong footing. And I don't see that, really being a long lasting relationship, or one that is, turns into anything committed. There's going to be some betrayal. And I get the sense that she may betray him. Yeah, it's his, this is like his karma that he's dealing with. Now in all of this, I think there's an important thing, and this is one thing you don't want to miss: the Hierophant energy. So Hierophant is about spiritual learning and spiritual wisdom, right? And we also have on the other side of that card, the High Priestess. So I think within all of this energy, it's knowing there is wisdom to be gained for you in this experience that you had with him. So if you feel like I keep going on this merry-go-round, right? I keep going on this having these experiences in relationship. Now is the time to take a step back from relationship and to gain some knowledge. It may be some self-reflection. It may be doing things a different way than you've been doing them, but to look and see what can you do differently than you did before. If you had this experience and you don't want this experience again, you have to learn from the experience, right? If I keep going and putting my hand on the stove and I keep burning my hand and I don't learn from that experience, I'm going to keep putting my hand on the stove and keep burning my hand. So to take a moment of time to step back, and it just needs to be a moment. It can be a week or two. It doesn't even need to be that long, where you look at like, what is it that is within your power? Because not everything is within our power, right? We do have a great deal of power. High Priestess is telling us we have a great deal of power. And to have some reflection and what we could learn from this situation and what we could do differently next time, right? What we could do differently next time. So is it that, for example, you go all in on a relationship very early, and every time you do that, you keep seeing the same result, then maybe it's not going all in on a relationship so early. Or is it that having a relationship that with somebody who's unsuitable, but trying to make that shoe fit, that sometimes can happen, right? We're forcing something. I mean, I think I look at like my own relationship history and I can see it very clearly in the choices that I made. And some choices that I made, I'm like, I see how I could have done that better. Right. So I think that self-reflection, that learning, that wisdom that comes from this experience is really important for you. And it's important to honor that, not just go like jump onto the next relationship and say, okay, maybe it'll be different this time. You know, that saying that they say the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? like, I'm gonna share this thing. Like I have friends that have friendships, like where the friendship is not satisfying because the person is a taker, not a giver. The person is, selfish, but they keep going back, hoping that person will have changed, right? And be different this time. And they keep going back until they get the lesson and learn that person is not going to give me what I want. So I need to get that from people who are giving me what I want, right? That's important to know. So look at this relationship from a little bit of a distance and say, what could you have, were there red flags that you could have noticed? What did you do, not to blame you for the relationship, but or like, I think I'm look back on my relationship, I'll go, what was I thinking on that one? But the point is to learn something from each experience, not to just keep repeating that experience, hoping with this guy, it's going to be different. And I don't mean just the same guy. I mean, that whole, repetitive thing with different people, right? So that's the important thing to learn, and what you can do differently yourself, what is within your control that you can do differently, is super empowering, because the high priestess is very empowered, very empowered. Now for you, I do see the love that you want to have is going to come to you, this heart-centered energy of the Queen of Cups. And then look, we have the Lovers card showing up, right? So I do see that love will come to you, but but it's predicated by like taking on the lesson, taking on the wisdom, taking on the shift and the change. Now with Queen of Cups, I would say the very first place to start is self-love. Give yourself that self-love before you give it to anybody else. Give yourself the self-love. What happens when we give ourselves healthy self-love? We all of a sudden have better boundaries. We stop putting up with people's BS. We're not dependent on somebody for our emotional nourishment. We're giving ourselves our emotional nourishment. So for you, it's like to have that time to be in the place of, I love myself. Like I genuinely love myself, and I love my own company. I love my friendships. I love the life that I've created for myself. And then guess what magically happens when you're not looking for someone? Then they appear because you are satisfied with yourself. Then you have love to give them, but you also get a higher caliber of person, right? When you have good, healthy self-love, because you don't put up with people's BS, right? Don't you think that's true, Miss Kelly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I think that that's the secret sauce, and that's the recipe here, is that, yeah, that relationship is not going anywhere. I mean, I don't see that relationship having a long life, number one, and there's going to be a betrayal, and I get that she's going to betray him. So, um,
I could
and
see that in his chart.
oh,
I have
really?
both, she wrote, I do have both their charts. I can, yeah, as soon as you're read, I was like, oh, he's got Chiron is like the wounded healer sits in his seventh house. So he has to learn about relationships, whether that's part of his lesson in life, and it's hard for him. And Mars is going over that point. It's going over it for both of you, but it doesn't, Chiron doesn't sit in your house of relationships. So it's hurting right now. It's like, ugh, this hurts. And that Mars energy probably feels like I'm being stabbed in the chest a little bit, right? But yours sits in a different part. Yours sits in the area of family and brothers and sisters and friends, and in a totally different space. So your healing with that is going to be different. But his for sure is, there's a lot of other action going on around that for him in his chart. Yeah, I could see that. It's going to be rough for him. And then I could also see on Adrija's chart that, yeah, like I can see these transits of feeling like a shocking breakup. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. And then the higher purpose is often liberation, which is not ever what we want to hear, right? I don't want to be liberated. But that's definitely what you're being invited into. And just relationship wise, like what rules your house of relationships is, it's Pluto. It's really intense. So for you, being in a relationship with someone is deeply, deeply personal. It's important. It's transformative. It's one of the most important things in the world to you. But also I love is her love planet. The planet Venus is in Pisces, so it loves to be in love. Like
Oh,
Venus Pisces loves romance, loves to be in love, wants, oh, just loves to be in love.
yeah.
Like it's beautiful. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it's like, I also think there's the aspect of like, is this the love of are you wanting a relationship or are you wanting the person? Right?
Yeah.
We're remember what I said about like making the shoe fit, the wicked stepsister, you know.
Yeah.
Then in the original story, sometimes the wicked stepsisters chop off their toes to try and fit in
Yes.
Cinderella's shoe.
Yes, this is true.
And it's like, I mean, the violence of that, the horribleness of that, right? But when you think about it, it's like it the relationship is the love for the person or is the love of I want a relationship. So then if you go back to self-love first and you do give as much love as you can to yourself, then when you go out into the world, you have such a higher vibration to begin with, and you attract higher vibration people, but you're also not dependent on that person to give on anybody, like grabbing anybody out there to bring you that feeling of love. You've already got it self-contained. Can I ask a question? What's what's going on with her first house? I'm so curious because that's the
Oh, yeah.
self-love, right?
Um, yeah, I was just pulling his back up because she wants to know.
And I
He's got a
haven't.
lot of like slippery, there's a lot of action happening for him that's going back and forth. Hers is, so her first house is Taurus, and the planet Uranus has just crossed over that in
Yeah.
the last few months. So that's that upset of, oh my gosh, what
Shocking
is happening?
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
awful,
yeah.
difficult thing. But she's also got Mars that hangs out in the first house. So it's in a different sign, but Mars in the first house is often, I love meeting people with Mars in the first house because you know when they walk in the room immediately because you meet their Mars
Yeah.
right off the
Yeah.
bat. Always, they're like, "Hello, I'm here," whether they're trying to be like that or not. You always meet that
Feel the energy.
energy immediately. They're right there.
Okay.
It's great, but yeah, but his chart, because she's asking.
Yeah. Well, let
I
me
could,
answer one question. The lover's card, is that connection with him? No. Listen, girl, I'm going to tell you something. You told me all I need to know about this guy. He disengages without giving you closure or conversation. He is talking to this other girl in asking for favors of you. Do you want that? Do you see him coming back? If he came back on a bended knee with a bar of gold and a giant chocolate sundae and a bottle of champagne, I'd say get the hell out. But you can leave the champagne and the chocolate sundae and the gold bar. No, you don't want this person back, right? I know you're craving that closure or something, but do not. This guy has shown you who he is. Believe him. When I see, this is what I with when I talk to younger people, like I never did this when I was young. Believe me, it only came with age. When I say you are looking for a partner of life, right? Your life is another good 50, 60, 70 years, right? You got a long life ahead of you. Do you want your long life with a guy who's willing to like run off with somebody else, not give you closure, asking for favors after he's broken up with you? The answer to that is hell to the no. Hell no. Hell no. You need a team player. He is not a team player. End of discussion. No more non team players. If somebody is looking out for themselves only, that is that is the biggest red flag you could ever have for long term relationship. That's it. They have to be a team player. A team player looks out for the team before they look out for themselves,
yeah,
right? You do not have a basketball team, a soccer team, a football team, a baseball team with one guy going, "Hey, it's all about me. I don't need you guys," right? Or gals or whatever. You don't have a team. You have to have the humility to put the team first if you are going to be successful as a team. And that applies to relationships too. If you cannot put that person in front of yourself, that person is not a team player. And guess what? They're going to take that energy, whoever they end up with, and they're going to have terrible relationships. That's just the way it works. Or they'll have, very, short relationships one after the other. But without a team player energy, you don't have a team. And if you don't have a team, it's every person for themselves. And believe me, that's not how you want to live.
And this guy is working, he's got like a lot of like karmic lesson placements happening right there that it's getting hit by Mars over and over. So yeah, everything you're talking about, he's working out karmic lessons through relationships. So if you're in a relationship with him,
it's going along for that ride.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the deal. So
no.
I mean, it's a choice for you to make, but you are going to be taken on that ride, and it's and it's like the South Node that's hard. That's like, it's all the past, it's all the stuff that he inherited, it's all the stuff he was taught that he's having to unlearn and change and transform it to be somebody better and different. And that's hard. And let's face it, we live in a society that lets men not have to do that, right? Like, it's like you really have to be so self-aware and willing to step up and do that. And he doesn't sound like he's somebody that's wanting to do that. If he's leaving you and hooking up with other people and doing that's all part of the stuff he's learning right now.
Yeah, that's why the immediate intuitive hit I got is that 10 of Swords is him being betrayed by the woman, because he has to get that slap from the cosmos to like wake him up to like, this isn't good behavior. Now, whether he wakes up for that again, I mean, I almost feel like that Hierophant card applies to you and applies to him. What can you learn from your experience, right? Maybe for you, there's a learning of like what not to pick. For him, there's a learning of like, you can't be a dick. Like that's the karma. If you're going to be a dick, it's going to come back to you, right? So, yeah.
But also, happy birthday, girl, because I see it's your birthday.
Oh,
got a solar return coming around here. So, yeah.
I hope you know what, this is your perfect opportunity to do exactly what the cards were saying, that Queen of Cups energy, that self-love, right? Treat yourself on your birthday the way you want your lover to treat you on your birthday, right? Take yourself out, go out with wonderful, caring, loving friends. Do something really fun for yourself. Make yourself a birthday to remember. That is something really, really important. If you do this, and no, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I want someone else to love me. I want to have that relationship. Why should I waste my time on loving myself? It is the foundation of all relationships. If someone does not love themselves and love themselves in good, healthy ways, it makes you very vulnerable. It makes you so vulnerable. And I want you to be strong, and I want you to have the highest vibe, wonderful man to come into your life, to be that true partner, that true team player. And maybe that's the lesson, how to tell the difference between a team player or a chump who's out looking for himself. And we know which one this guy is. We know what this one is. The three things you said here tell me everything that I need to know. He was dismissive of you. He was dry and detached. He didn't care about your feelings. He was asking for favors from you after breaking up. Tell him where to stick those favors. Tell him, really, honestly, like, this is what, this is not a team player guy. That's what you need, is the team player, the guy who's like, we're in this together. Because I'll tell you something, that hot, passionate romance is there for a couple of years, right? And then the rest is you two being a team. If that doesn't exist, he's going to be on to the next hot, passionate relationship, or you're going to be on to the next hot, passionate relationship. So yeah. Treat yourself to something so sweet and wonderful for your birthday. Buy yourself something nice. Take yourself out. I mean, taking yourself out on dates with friends. I mean, like, it's fun to be with friends and be social. Not, you can do it by yourself, of course. But when, this is a time when your heart is hurting, I think it's good to be around good, loving people who love and care about you, and good friends. Do that. Like, plan a game night with your friends, whether it's online or in person. Plan a game night and hang out with your friends and do gaming. or, go to a movie or do something really sweet for yourself. This is really important to do. No, be splashy as you can afford to be, right? Is it
Yeah.
buying yourself a nice present? Is it doing treat yourself the way you want your lover to treat you? That's the secret sauce right there. So,
Heck yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, I think that we have no more. So this is our end. So let me see. I have to add it up here on the side. We'd made, let's see, for our seniors in Ukraine, we raised 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 120, 130, 140. We made 140. Good. Yeah, we did a good job. That is a good showing. I always throw some extra money in there every time too. So we'll be feeding, what's it, 140? We'll be probably feeding 4 seniors this week. That's not bad. That's not bad, you guys. Don't forget, we'll be doing this again next week. Miss Kelly will be here back again next week. This is our first Sunday's rituals that Miss Kelly will be with us. And Miss Kelly, after we shut down tonight, I want you to hang out for a minute because I'm going to show you a ring light that I'm going to send to you. It's sitting in my closet. It's a little ring light. It's a tiny one, but I'm going to give you a little ring light. I'll mail it to you. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for your lovely donations and hanging out with us. We're so grateful. Just that you hang out with us is really sweet and nice and fun. And we just do this thing because we care. We want to still bring awareness to Ukraine, that war is still going on. And now Ukraine is really in a tenuous situation because aid from the US is probably going to be cut off. And we need everybody to step up in every way that they can. So we're grateful. This is, again, do what you can. Do what you can from the place where you are. I think we could look at this as just such a little drop in the bucket, but for the person who receives these groceries, it's not just a drop in the bucket. It is life-changing. If you listen to the stories of the seniors that have been helped, they're always like, this is a miracle. I mean, they're so grateful, so insanely grateful for your donation. So you feel, you might feel like it's no big deal, but it is a huge deal to the people who are receiving this. So we're so grateful to you. Miss Kelly, you got anything coming up that you need to announce or anything going on? You can still get readings with Miss Kelly. You can get your astrology chart done.
Oh, I always forget to promote the zine I work on, the Witch Collective zine.
Which we have copies at the Parlor of Wonders. They can buy it at the Parlor of Wonders.
The printer, the new one is about the moon. And I think we get our the new print on Monday. It took us forever. It took us like a full lunar cycle for Gina and I to actually get our shit together to create this zine. But it's great. We're
holidays and everything like that. Yeah. And all the drama up here in LA. Did you make sure that you send some to me and I'll send you guys I'll Venmo you guys. Yeah.
And if you go to our Instagram page, the Witch Collective Zine, we're trying to start like a little a project to help any witches out there, whether they're in LA or back in North Carolina or something, that have lost all their belongings. We would like to help people start to rebuild that. And we know that could be months away, but we're brainstorming right now online and trying to get people.
Oh my gosh.
That. And if they know somebody or they are affected, to let us know so we can start contacting people to help get those supplies.
I'll make some donations. That would be lovely. And I'd be happy to donate some stuff to witches that have lost everything. It's such a thing, man. It's so, you don't even know. It's weird because you just immediately I'm like, well, it's stuff. And you're here, but it's not, it's more than
memories and it's
everything.
And that kind of stuff. I started thinking, that's something you curate over a lifetime. It's little things you've collected and just put together.
Yeah.
So we want to help people recurate and get that going again.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, you guys. I want to say thank you again to Adrija, to Devon, to Galadriel Faye, to Jessica. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. We'll be back again next week around this time. We'll be probably starting around 6:30 Pacific because I teach a class on the first Sunday of the month. That's our class on Veretino, the Slavic spinning and weaving magic. So come and join me for that. And then afterwards we'll be over here. Thanks you guys for joining me and we'll see you next week.